Aloha and welcome to This Is Paradise Podcast. Today we have Allie's brother Brett.
Yes. You know, I really should stop getting introduced as Allie's brother Brett. I'm just Brett.
But most
Brett
people
Downey.
know Allie, so it's
Yeah, that's fair.
then they're like, oh, he's one of us. No.
One of us.
So today we're going to talk about a few things. One of the things was AI, and then another thing we're going to deep dive into were some of the executive orders that Trump has passed that we wanted to discuss. So which one do you want to chat about first, AI?
Sure. Yeah, let's do AI. I heard a lot about the AI bubble is what a lot of people have talked to me about, and I didn't really understand what they were talking about until I did research about it. Have you heard much about the AI bubble?
AI bubble, no.
Yeah. So similar to the .com crash, which is where everyone was investing heavily into the internet, and then it all tanked, and we went through a recession. Same thing with the market housing crash. So we've had there was a railroad crash too, way back when. And basically, when all of these economic events happened, we had a period in our market where something new was coming out that promised a lot of profits, and a lot of people invested really heavily into it.
Right.
But they invested basically a very, very inflated value of what they expected the company to make, or that profits to come. When in reality, it was almost unrealistic.
Right.
So, .com, they had a bunch of startup businesses on the internet that people invested billions of dollars into a bunch of startup companies on the internet, and their idea was, they're going to be making a ton of money on the internet, but 90% of them failed, right? So a lot of people lost money. Yeah, same thing with the railroad. People invested tons and tons of money into railroad bonds, and then railroad turned out
just
to
throw
be...
her ball over there. She just wants her ball.
Where is it?
Just put it over there. Go away, monkey.
Yeah, so AI bubble is something kind of similar, and people are getting concerned because all of the U.S.'s current economic growth is from AI right now.
Go.
There was this stat, it was the S&P 500, which is a pretty good indicator of where your economy is at right now. 75% of its growth over the last 3 years has only been from AI companies, specifically ChatGPT,
Really?
NVIDIA. Yeah, all of the money in the US right now, 36% of our market shares is 8 companies that are all heavily focused on AI.
Interesting.
Yeah, so right now, ChatGPT, I think they're making something $32 billion revenue, but they have already committed to $1 trillion in spending, which, I mean...
For AI technology?
Yeah.
Enhancing the AI technology in ChatGPT?
And that's by 2030. But they would have to 87 times their revenue in order for that to become feasible, right? So right now you have a ton of companies Oracle.
So what, people are just investing on the dream, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll do it, because they think there's going to be a return, and then...
Basically, so 8 companies, maybe 7. There's Google, Microsoft, you have AMD, Intel, Oracle, NVIDIA. They are all very, very heavily investing in AI, and ChatGPT is the number one AI right now, at least as far as progression goes and how much processing power that they currently have. So what's happening is they need processing power. OpenAI does. So they signed a contract with Microsoft to say, hey, we want to buy your processing power. Let's say $13 billion of processing power. Microsoft says, okay, fantastic, but we need to build our data centers bigger because we can't handle that much.
Right.
We need more data centers now. So then Microsoft goes to NVIDIA and says, NVIDIA, we need more chips. So they start buying chips and graphics cards from.
So they're all
NVIDIA.
kind of intertwined in the building of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Kind of what you're explaining.
Yeah, but it's almost like inflated income, right? Because then NVIDIA gets the money that Microsoft paid them, and then NVIDIA is now investing like $300 billion into OpenAI, who then uses that money to buy more chips, who then goes back to NVIDIA, and they start making this closed loop. Then it gets crazier because OpenAI now owns a 10% share of AMD, which is the other chip manufacturer. So they own 10%, and they're buying chips basically from their own company, who is also now partnering with Intel. And then you show in like a bunch of other investing firms into it, and there's like this bubble of 10 companies that are just passing around trillions of dollars, basically. It's probably like the biggest, like the spending right now, the spending in the U.S.
Can I make sure yours is on? Basically, you were talking about how NVIDIA is like, they're all partnered together, so they're partnered also with Intel, and it's one big circle of them buying each other's
Yeah, right now, like these 7 companies are spending more than the entire US combined. Like the entire consumer market, I should say, combined. So people like us spending money in the stock market, they are beating everyone. So there are tons and tons of money is just being passed around, and they're all buying into the dream of true AI, right? Having AI helping us, taking over jobs. But there is like more issues, which is in order for AI to truly succeed, is they have to keep building these data centers across the U.S. And there's 2 problems. Problem number 1 is all of our chips currently, it's like I think it's like 90% of our chips come from a company. It's like TSMF or something in Taiwan. So all of our chips are coming from Taiwan. We can make chips, but it would take us about 10 years. We're like 10 years behind being able to even make a machine that can create these chips. And ChatGPT has already promised a $1.2 trillion spending in the next like 5 to 10 years, right? So they somehow have to be able to generate $1.1 trillion. But their AI just can't really keep up because we don't really have the processing power for it. Processing power, like we need more electricity. Like one of these big data centers will literally take up like 3 times more power than all of New York City. And already like energy prices are starting to skyrocket because of it. And states want data centers there, so states are trying to compete with each other and give tax breaks and incentives for people to build data centers there. But it's causing basically everyone's electricities to like skyrocket because we like can't do it. Like we don't have the infrastructure required to support that much electricity demand. So that's problem number 1, and we can work on that. But the idea that
it takes time.
It takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time. And China right now is trying to, they're getting closer and closer to invading Taiwan.
Yeah.
Like they have now done, I think it was like 20,000 like flights over Taiwan airspace.
Really?
Yeah, and they have multiple boats outside of Taiwan. Like they're getting ready to invade, and they are our number 1 supplier of chips. So if China takes over it, they basically control the U.S.'s economy and even like the global economy if they take Taiwan. But assuming we keep Taiwan, we still don't have the necessary
this
electricity.
Is what America needs, another thing to police and get involved in.
And that's what everyone's invested into. That's why our economy is still going up. It's literally only because of AI. Like that is all of our growth in our economy right now is because of AI infrastructure. And on the bright side though, like these companies that are doing it, they have a ton of money. Like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, NVIDIA, Oracle, they're not really at risk of collapsing. Like if anything, it's like ChatGPT or OpenAI would have like the biggest issue, but they wouldn't really suffer. But the thing is, we're going to be suffering because OpenAI, they're hoping that if it fails and if they can't reach their expected plan, is that the federal government is going to come bail them out. because the federal government wants to subsidize AI, right? They're saying, oh, the government should want us to succeed, so worst case scenario, we can't make these goals that we've set for ourselves. Federal government will come and bail us out to make sure we can keep the lights on. That's like their last case scenario, which means we just get to pay for it in our taxes. And not only that, AI, we have lost so many jobs recently. Like, all of those companies are dropping thousands and thousands and thousands of employees.
Really?
Yeah, because AI just takes over their job, right? Like, one person with AI can do more, so they keep just laying off people. So we're losing records amounts of jobs. All the prices are going up on basically everything to fund
That's
these
why a lot
data
of people are
centers.
very anti
AI.
AI. I know
Yeah.
my friend was like so mad that I took a Waymo
Yeah.
because she's like, no Uber drivers, and I see her argument,
Mm-hmm.
and the thing is, I don't really believe that it. Like, I don't think people are gonna choose Waymo 100% over like Uber or Lyft.
Yeah.
I think they compete against each other in a good way, actually. And there's a lot of pros and cons to both. Like, I think people that are like really creeped out about just having like something take you in a vehicle.
Yeah.
And also, like, I'll give an example. My friend needed help with her luggage, like when she would get dropped off and when she would get picked up. A Waymo can't do that. It can't help you. Like, you have to do everything yourself. So I
Yeah.
think that's kind of like a good benefit that like I realized. I was like, wait, it's good that I'm getting her a Lyft or a Uber because then that person can like kind of assist, which you don't have that with a Waymo. And I kind of explained it to my friend. I was like, I don't really think it's gonna like totally knock your job away, but it does still compete a little bit, like, for sure.
It does compete a little bit. I mean, like,
Especially because it's cheaper.
yeah. Yeah, I see, like, food deliveries being hard with, like, Waymo or self-driving cars because, like, how are you supposed to actually collect the food? I don't know. I feel like we're a long way off from a lot of delivery drivers, like, their jobs actually being at risk. I mean, maybe in California it's more of a thing. I feel like I haven't even seen a single Waymo out here.
Well, they don't have it here.
Yeah.
So they've tested them in Los Angeles and San Francisco. I've taken them in both cities.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, just in my experience, the ones in Los Angeles are like hella smart. Like, they drive like LA drivers, and I was like, damn, like, and it learns, it keeps learning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think they have it out here yet, and it needs to, like, so what they do is they have the cars in the city, and then it just like drives around and like continuously memorizes the traffic routines and the times and all that. And then eventually, once it knows enough data to where it can like operate well, then they allow it to like take riders. And it doesn't really eliminate jobs because in the Waymo, you have the option to click on to call a person. Like, that's what would happen if something went wrong or like you needed help with something.
Yeah. You know, self-driving cars are like one of the few things the AI does that I'm like, that's completely fine. I don't have an issue with that.
Well, my thing is, I think what's funny and actually going to end up happening is to decrease car accidents, I think they're going to want to do something again like how we had a track. Like, so I think, if you think about it this way, what if we just had cars that it's on a track and they all just go, right, to like a different destination, but they're just single cars.
Uh-huh.
Then you would just like go outside and you got to go like to town. You just hop in the next one that comes, and then it just takes you to whatever, you know. It has like a route or whatever, right? It's almost like us now reverting back to like the whole train thing, but like it's just different. It's just smarter, but that would prevent like car accidents, right? Because now you have. It's like on some sort of track. My brother and I were talking about this, and we were like coming up with this, talking about it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's true. Because now what's the big thing? Car accidents or like driving drunk and all that, right?
Yep.
So it's like that would be a way to like be able to decrease that because now you don't have human error. I mean, there's still error, right, with everything, but you don't have. And then it would be hard because then you're going to be mixing humans driving with, you know, AI driving. So obviously you need to do it in like have like some sort of, to test it, like track that goes to a, you know, a certain way or whatever. So obviously, you know, we have roads, so like it's hard to like now just erase everything and start over. But I'm just saying, like,
You know, I
it's an
feel like
interesting thought.
give it like 100 years, and I bet like 90% of cars are going to be just completely self-driving. And I bet speed limits will change too, because if you have everyone in self-driving cars, you don't really have to worry as much about people doing stuff on the road. Like you could have a bunch of cars going 120 miles an hour down the road, but it's all just a bunch of robots driving together. Like you don't really have to worry about them running into each other because they know the position of the other cars.
Right. Right.
I don't know.
They,
I think
they,
it's-
they're all detecting each other simultaneously, so
Yeah.
it's so much safer.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like why the Waymo appealed to me. And my nephew and I had this conversation about it, and he convinced me to try it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm pretty open minded, so like, you know, I didn't know enough about it to even have an opinion yet. And then now that I've taken it, I kind of see where there are pros and cons. I was like, okay, I kind of get it now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think AI like is the future of technology, and it's gonna happen regardless of whether people want it to or not. I think the only thing that I would put my foot down on is like AI when it comes to art or creative processes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of that.
Well, yeah, we
But-
need AI to help us with the things we don't want to do so that us as humans can be more creative. We have more time to be creative.
Yeah.
For sure.
Though that does kind of like raise an issue is if AI starts to be able to do like I don't know, let's say even like 30% of what currently someone has to do, like I don't know, it wipes out tax accountants, it wipes out lawyers, it wipes out call centers because they now have just AI running it. It can wipe out a lot of jobs, in which case I mean, it's hard. It's like, what does the government do at that point? Do we start becoming more like socialist or communist, where we start giving stuff out to people to support lifestyles if they can't get a job? Because I'm almost worried that there won't be enough work at some point if AI continues at the rate that it does, right? Because our population is expanding, and if AI keeps growing, our works will probably keep diminishing. I don't know if it's going to be an immediate problem, but maybe a long-term problem that I feel like, I don't know, it's going to be weird.
Interesting. Yeah, that's something to think about.
Yeah.
So, what executive orders do you have the most issues with that you want to
You know,
kind of get into?
for starters, not a big fan of Trump. Never have been a big fan of Trump, but I actually do like some of these executive orders he's come out with.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I actually had to go through some of them. Have you seen what Trump put up in the White House?
No.
He put up like alongside a wall like plaques of all the previous presidents, and like notes about them.
Okay.
But I don't know. It felt like he like writ them himself. Like under Joe Biden, it's like, this is the worst president that ever existed. He led America through a terrible time. Sleepy Joe Biden is what they called him. Like just dissing on him. And he did that for like multiple presidents. And the presidents he liked, he made it sound super nice. And he now has that
That's
displayed
weird.
yeah. Isn't that weird?
It's kind of ghetto.
Yeah. I'm like,
It's kind of hater.
that shouldn't be a thing in the White House. Like you can put like historical accurate events, on the plaques. That's fine with me. But
No,
He
that's
just, like-
weird. Yeah.
yeah.
No. Yeah, I don't like that either.
yeah, he's a weird dude.
It's like, who does that?
Yeah.
I mean, he has to be in the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like at this point, and now, I need to like spend a whole day looking through it.
uh-huh.
I know a lot of like, I know they say and claim that a lot of victim stuff is redacted, and I
Yeah.
always worry like, oh yeah, what else is redacted, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. For the Epstein files, for me, I feel like I have a relatively unpopular opinion on it. He is in the Epstein files, I'm sure. But people like refer to the Epstein files as the Epstein files are everyone that has ever interacted with Epstein, like ever, right?
Yeah.
So Trump has interacted with Epstein multiple times. Of course, he's in the files. The question
Yeah.
is, it originally started as a list, and we wanted flight logs of who went to his island
Yeah.
and who went back. And those specific flight logs, those are the ones that we have not seen.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the true question. I don't think, I really honestly don't think that Trump is on like those notes. Like guaranteed he's in the Epstein files, and I think so are a lot of other popular people. But I do kind of understand it. It gets hard because if a name appears somewhere inside of Epstein files, people are automatically like, oh, he's an Epstein. He's one of those guys. He's a
Yeah, yeah.
pedophile. He went to the island. He helped participate in sex trafficking. And I feel like 90% of the people in the Epstein files did not have anything to do with that. Yeah, that's my opinion on it. Because it's not like that was always happening at the Epstein Island either, at least to my knowledge.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I actually don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I
I
think
could be
too,
wrong,
like,
but-
for someone to get away with like stuff like that for so long, like, obviously it's not common knowledge. Like, not everyone
Yeah.
you bring around is gonna know everything that's going on.
Yeah,
I mean, that's very true. That's very true about almost everything. Like, even in Hollywood or whatever, like, just because you went to someone's house for a house party doesn't mean you went to that kind of party.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You didn't
So-
know that Sean Diddy Combs also had 1,000 bottles of baby oil in his secret room. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. And that again, right? Like, that's a secret room. Like, who knows what other things they had?
Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit of benefit of the doubt there. I mean, it's obviously not a good look if you have so many different photos and stuff like that with him. But I
Yeah.
think what's more interesting are people that actually had like money ties with him, and it's just and the thing too is I think he also fooled a lot of people that he was doing legitimate business with, because they didn't know like he was kind of that kind of person that just, or from what I've seen and heard, was really good at bullshitting.
interesting. I never.
Really good at bullshitting until he actually had some money.
Yeah,
Then it was like, then you're not really bullshitting at that point. Now you actually have the money to kind of like make your appearance seem more legit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So and I think, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you don't just know someone's character because you did like a couple business deals with them.
yeah. That's why I don't know. Epstein files, like I think it would obviously be great to release a list and know a little bit more about people that were coming and going from Epstein Island. But also, I feel like they just need to be careful on what they release and make sure the information is verified and that
But that's why I think
people
like
were actually a part of
general
that.
public doesn't understand like the severity of releasing a lot of things too.
Yeah,
I think like they were just like, no, just tell us the truth and give it up. But the thing is, like, a lot of people can't handle the truth about things too. And I think that like, I think it's smart to do it that way, like release certain things, especially when it's verifiable and stuff like that. That's why, and I know a lot of people probably won't like that I'm about to say this, but I like Candace Owens in the way that I like when she like doesn't want to say something because she doesn't have evidence yet.
yeah,
Like, that's the only thing I would say. But I listen to a lot of different people, even if I don't totally align with them, like, politically, just because I want to, like, I don't know, maybe
I like
just-
Candace Owens
the
because
way
I
that
feel
they-
like she does a good job at factual reporting. Yeah, which I don't know. She definitely has strong opinions on stuff, but I think she does a good job of backing up a lot of her stuff with solid evidence, which I think is always good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Epstein was never. I didn't even know who Epstein was before the whole Epstein Island and the files released. I feel like that was like a previous generation. Like that's Sean Diddy Combs to my generation. You know what I mean? And that's my parents' generation is Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know. Trump, I feel
I
like
mean, that's how long he was, like, engaging in whatever he was engaging in, that, like, literally, like, not a lot of people know. Like, unless you were a main character, right? You were a victim or, like, Ghislaine Maxwell. Like, you
Yeah.
didn't know what was going on. I found the most interesting part about that whole thing was how her stuff, like, was just very, like, not advertised, not talked about during her whole trial. Like, obviously, I know it couldn't be filmed because of, like, where it was and all that, and, like, the legalities around it. So that is obvious. But just the fact that, like, that's what's going on, that was going on at that time, and it wasn't even being talked about, really.
yeah.
It was just like, it was like, that's so weird to me. So do you think he killed himself, or do you think he was murdered?
Yeah, he's probably murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
for-
he was totally murdered.
Yeah, for sure he was murdered.
I think he there was like one victim he probably should have never obviously no one should have been a victim, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
like when you mess with the wrong one, I think that's kind of what happened.
Yep.
And somebody like important found out,
Yep.
and then
Game over.
proof gone.
Yeah. I feel like it's like bound to happen eventually to most people doing it. I don't know. You around, you find out. You know.
I have a feeling something's gonna happen to P Diddy.
Maybe. I don't know. Didn't he only get like
He only got 4 years. I
4
think.
years?
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
Which is like,
That's so
when you
stupid.
get 4
to me.
years, it's always gonna be less than the time you got a lot of the time, unless
Yeah.
you're like getting into fights and like doing a bunch of crazy stuff in there. But I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I know that like there are a lot of people in his realm that like respected him, even, or like some people that also like don't believe a lot of it's true.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know. I think
I feel like there's just too much evidence against him at this point.
I mean the video of him beating the shit out of Cassie in
Yeah.
a hotel room, bro. Like
I don't even know if I've seen that.
that's
Maybe
what
I saw
like
a clip of that.
sparked the whole people questioning. Like, wait, if that is real,
Yeah.
and we know that's real for a fact because it's on video,
Yeah.
maybe some of the other stuff she was saying is real.
Yeah.
You know, and I hate when people think that like, oh, she must be fine now because she got paid out like millions of dollars, and I was like, we don't know how trauma affects people.
Yeah. Trauma
Like,
sticks around.
She could never sleep again at night. Who knows? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know, you know? But, like, we don't really know everything.
Trauma sticks around, but money definitely helps.
If anyone wants to abuse me and give me money after,
Yeah.
I'm down.
I'll sign up.
I'm just kidding. I
Take
can
a year
handle a
off
little
of
bit.
it. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
Wire transfer me.
Depends
I'm just kidding.
on the abuse, I guess.
I guess I gotta invest in AI.
Yeah, well, be careful. Right now, AI is like,
Volatile.
yeah, the purchasing. I forgot what it was called. It was like the PPE or something. It was like the purchasing power value or something of the company is like 56 times higher than what the company is actually making.
I see what you're
So
saying.
it's like 56 times inflated.
Mm.
So usually when
Interesting.
that happens, it's usually low returns, especially in bubbles like this. Historically, it'll go up like this. This is our markets, and then eventually it'll crash. During that time of like the crash, if you diversify your portfolio, most other stocks not related to AI usually do fine during that period of a crash. If anything, they actually usually do a little bit better.
Okay.
But yeah, when you're investing in like AI right now, completely fine. Invest in AI, but keep an eye on it because if it does start dipping, yeah, get out.
Okay.
Or don't get out and just diversify completely. Because there is also
Yeah.
the possibility that they really do pull it off. I mean, they have like a lot of major
Just
superpowers.
buy during the crash.
Yeah.
And then wait till it goes back up.
Yeah. What goes down usually
Always buy
comes back
low,
up.
Sell high.
Kind of, except for Japan. You know, Japan, they had something similar with their stock market where their stock market went, it actually passed the US's stock market for a while.
Oh, really?
Yep. And then it tanked, and they have still yet to recover to this day.
Oh,
And that
wow.
was like 10, 15 years ago, I think. So, yeah, sometimes it goes down and does not come back up.
Right.
Right now, we're heavily banking on AI to like be the next future of America. And if that fails
Yeah.
completely, which it probably won't, I think, like Sam
Absolutely.
Altman said it pretty good, like AI is kind of too big to fail at this point.
Yeah.
Too many players are too invested into it. But yeah, well, I don't know.
Wait, so what executive orders did you want to get into besides him putting presidents on the wall? And
Yeah, that wasn't
Pretty
even an
weird
executive
class,
order.
that's
I just
fucking
like wanted to
weird.
note that because I thought that was really
I gotta
weird.
look that up. That's hella weird.
And yeah, people didn't. Yeah, people I feel like aren't even like caring about what he does. That's weird, dude. That's so
You don't think people
egotistical.
care? I think people care. I think people just hate him.
Yeah.
So it's like another thing, another thing, another thing. You know.
Well, here's some things I actually thought
Yeah.
are pretty cool, which are his executive orders he's been putting out. Now, executive orders, they aren't like law quite yet. They're more like a direction kind of
Yeah.
for people to pursue. The first one is ensuring American space superiority. Yeah, this was
Space
Space superiority.
Superiority.
Yeah, and I think
What does that mean?
this makes Elon Musk really happy.
Oh,
So,
God.
yeah. This was put out December 18th, so 3 days ago. And in it, it was saying he wants to go back to the moon. We're going to go back to the moon by 2028.
If we even went.
If we even went. Okay, I'm not getting into that. We for sure landed on the moon. We for sure landed on the moon. I stand by that.
No, I do. I know.
Okay.
I'm just being a devil's advocate. I
Okay.
believe that too.
But he wants to go back to the moon. And he listed a whole bunch of other reasons. One of the main reasons, though, is he wants to build a lunar outpost. He wants to build a base on the moon that we can use to help get us to Mars. Specifically in the executive order. He's like, look, we need a lunar outpost to help us
Fly me
get to
the
Mars.
moon, guys.
Fly me to the moon. Yep, so 2028, we're going to be back on the moon. By 2030, there should be a lunar outpost on the moon.
Can
With
we
the idea
send
of going to
mail
Mars.
to it?
Maybe. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. Yeah, they really want to expand into space. I mean, there's like security concerns too of like, oh, if we have space superiority, then we don't really have to worry about missiles coming in from basically space on top of us. We can set up missile defense systems in space, which I think is kind of cool. We can also put more satellites up there. I mean, space is a lot of space. There's a lot of stuff we can put out
There's a
in
lot
space.
of space in space.
There's a lot of space in space. And we have probably the biggest hold on space right now, and he wants to capitalize on that. And I
A
think
girl wants
that's
to break up, and you're like, you know what? We just need some space. I'm gonna go to the moon
Yeah.
outpost real quick. for a
yeah, I'll
few
be
days."
back. Few days, yeah. 3 years later, you're like, what's up? No, I think it's really cool. I really want to get to Mars. I want to be part of like the first people that get to Mars. I think that would be awesome. I want to be rich enough to be able to afford Elon Musk's ticket to Mars. I think that'd be sick.
I think they would have to have people do like a bunch of training though, because you have to be able to.
You'd have to do some training, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
you have to do like a lot
Yeah.
of like if
But-
you get car sick, you ain't going to Mars, bro.
Just put me under. Just put me under and then wake me up on Mars.
You probably pass out anyway.
Yeah, probably.
If you're like
the G-forces. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be fun. I know Elon Musk wants to do it, and I'm sure it'll happen eventually.
But is it worth the potential of your life?
Yeah.
though?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it'll definitely be in history books.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
the monkey, you know how didn't they put a monkey in space or something? Like a dog or something like that?
Elon Musk has his car floating around there now too.
His car?
Yeah, he has a car just up in space floating around. It has a live webcam on it. You can just go look at it whenever you want. And it's just a Tesla floating around in space right now. Yeah, isn't that weird?
Why?
Just for fun. He's
Oh
like,
my God.
I
We're
wanna
over
put
here
my
living
car
in
in
space
space.
now.
yeah.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of him getting approved 25 missiles to go into Hawaii waters. I'm not a fan of that.
Who got approved 25 missiles?
Elon.
Got
So
approved.
because there was so much clash with Mexico
Uh-huh.
when he was launching stuff, now Hawaii, like he's allowed to do it over Hawaii waters, and there's like a petition for that right now.
Oh, interesting. I did
And
not know
people
that.
don't want him to do that, obviously, because now it's gonna pollute over
Yeah.
here instead of.
Yeah, it sounds crazy. I don't like Trump, but I still like Musk.
I
like his
I like
his
Musk
vision.
for sure.
Yeah. I think he has a good vision on what humanity needs to go towards.
I don't think I like anyone that is like very obsessed with power
Yeah,
and
you
likes
know,
power like that much. I don't think I like anyone that's like that.
that's fair. I don't think Elon really likes power that much. Elon tried his hand at
No, he's just a
politics.
nerd that made
Yeah.
that made
Yeah,
hella
he
money off
suffered
of
in
stuff.
politics. He's like, I'm never gonna go back into politics again. He's
shouldn't.
like, that was the most miserable experience of my entire life.
He should, yeah.
Which is completely fair. Stay out of politics. But he's like, I feel like he's like our Tony Stark of our generation. Like, you don't have to like
Kind of,
him.
but way less cool,
Way less cool.
way less better. Like
Yeah, but to be fair, like most nerds that are gonna be able to do stuff like that aren't gonna be as cool as Tony
no,
Stark.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. And I do like his ambition in terms of like discovery, right? Like discovering things about the world,
Yeah.
obviously going to space and all that. Like I
Yeah.
find that stuff like really fascinating. Like you have to be. That's the only way we're gonna be able to like figure out new technology and expand as humanity is if we start thinking like that. And so like that's
Yeah.
something I do admire about him. It just sucks that like you kind of have to give up one for the other. Like there's no way to do that a lot of that discovery without polluting something probably. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
the reality of the situation. It sucks,
Yeah.
but I think that that's kind of like they kind of go hand in hand a little bit, which kind of sucks. Like
It's like so hard because our Earth is like failing us. Like it is slowly but surely we're cooking our Earth.
well, it's not failing us. We're not preserving it.
Yeah, we're
is what-
failing our
We're
planet.
failing the planet.
Yeah, we're
what
failing
it
the
was.
planet for sure.
And the best evidence of that is COVID. And when everybody was like forced to not go inside, I don't know if you saw, but here in Hawaii, we have a snorkeling spot that's very popular called Hunama Bay.
Uh-huh.
And because nobody could go anywhere, obviously, and Hunama Bay was closed, it completely regrew itself. And like there were fish there that they didn't see for like 15 years, 20
Well, that's
years.
cool.
And it was like we just let the island like just kind of like rebuild, which it'll
Yeah.
do if we stop messing with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot of stuff, a good that came out of that period of time because they actually were like, oh my gosh, like we can see more of our impact now that we all
Uh-huh.
kind of like stayed inside for a while. So I found that very interesting
Yeah, it's hard though. I mean,
because we have to do stuff.
yeah, people want to do stuff and people want to progress humanity and uh, trying to do that without destroying the environment is like so hard. It's like even if you want to do solar panels, it's like, well, get ready to clear a bunch of stuff for solar panels. Get ready to put a bunch of stuff into our atmosphere while you're mining the lithium ion required for batteries.
Mm.
And it's like no matter what we're trying to do, there's always some waste. And like one of the most
yeah.
waste free would be like nuclear energy. But nuclear energy eventually still creates waste. Like when the nuclear power plant goes down, that section is now sectioned off forever. You can't go towards an old nuclear power plant because there's radiation.
Yeah.
And I mean, nuclear
you
power.
could grow a third arm if you wanted.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you could.
It's
No, I'm
true.
just kidding. I just remember like those movies where like they got exposed to radiation and
Yeah.
then they're like in the water and someone's scrubbing them and they're like ah like.
Dude, I used to dream about that as a kid. I'm like, I want to go get radiation so I can get superpowers.
No,
I was determined,
No. I
yeah.
didn't want to get that bath with the thing like you're in the car wash. It's like,
Minor details.
like that's
can-
gonna do anything if
yeah.
you're exposed to radiation. It's hella funny, but. Wait. So what's another executive order? Did we even go?
Yeah, no, we're at like 1 out of like 10. So that's number 1 is ensuring
What does
American
that even
space
mean? You didn't even-
superiority. It's just getting a lunar outpost, making
space
sure,
superiority. Okay,
yeah,
got it,
making
got it.
sure we are the number 1 presence
I
in
thought
space,
it
that we're
was
the
like,
first ones
stay
expanding.
6 feet away from me
I
forever.
know.
That would have been funny as hell. I would have voted
Um,
for that one for sure.
Yeah, the other one
Some
is
people stand behind me in line. You need to get the off my neck, bro. Holy like 6 feet, dog. No, people be doing that. I'm like waiting to check out, and I'm like, why the are you like this close to me? I don't know. People don't know space.
I don't know.
I
I feel like I don't have that issue. I feel like
Cause I don't know. People
Mm.
want to be all up in my space. I don't understand.
maybe you're just like attractive, so they just. I don't get that. People stand like 10 feet away.
You don't think
Yeah.
your gold beard's attractive?
The gold beard should try silver. Maybe once it turns silver.
Be a whole Santa Claus over here.
No, I was thinking more like what was it? Gerald from The Witcher. You seen him?
No.
Okay, well,
My mom watches that show though.
yeah, you should watch The Witcher. It's really good.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Highly recommend. Other one, increasing medical marijuana and cannabis research. So changing,
Increasing. Do we need it increased? Like I feel like that's already happening,
not
but
really.
not but privately.
So
It's not
yeah,
from the government.
that's the problem. Is like the government
already
and
a shit
official
ton of
channels
research.
couldn't really research it properly because it was a Schedule 3 substance, which
No, they were
means
too busy demonizing it to give a about researching it. That's
Yeah.
what it was. And
Yeah.
now that all these private companies make millions and millions of dollars selling